CSR is a very complex term which covers so many aspects that there is a need to introduce some standards allowing the company to practice it. We differentiate between three types of standards. First, principle-based CSR standards have to sustain the business with principles which could be eventually used as guidance, launched in UNGC, United Nations Global Compact, in 2000. There are 10 such principles covering human rights, labor standards, environment, and anti-corruption. Human rights. Principle 1. Business should support and respect the protection of internationally proclaimed human rights. And Principle 2. Make sure that they are not complicit in human rights abuses. B. Labor. Principle 3. Business should uphold the freedom of association and the effective recognition of the right to collective bargaining. Principle 4. The elimination of all forms of forced and compulsory labor. Principle 5. The effective abolition of child labor. And Principle 6. The elimination of discrimination in respect of employment and occupation. C. Environment. Principle 7. Business should support a precautionary approach to environmental challenges. Principle 8. Undertake initiatives to promote greater environmental responsibility. And Principle 9. Encourage the development and diffusion of environmentally friendly technologies. D. Anti-corruption. Principle 10. Business should work against corruption in all its forms, including extortion and bribery. Reporting-based CSR standards are more focused on specific performance expectations, which the company can use for reporting. GRI, Global Reporting Initiative Guidelines, which use three different categories met later in TBL, triple bottom line, economic, environmental, and social. E. Certification-based CSR standards provide compliance targets, and through audits, the company can be evaluated. Here we count Social Accountability SA and Audit SAA, which develop with SA8 and 50's Accountability AA 1000 and the ISO 26 and V0s, as well as sector-specific certification initiatives. There are also third-party certificates such as Fairtrade, Energy Star, Green Steel, LED, Forest Stewardship Council. Among these certificates, ISO 26000 is counted to most popular as it intends to. Firstly, develop an international consensus about the meaning of social responsibility and content in the sense of the activities the company should introduce. Secondly, provide operationalization of principles into specific guidelines and actions. Thirdly, analyze and specify the best practices and make other companies in the world aware of them. What are these aspects covered by CSR? The literature distinguishes here 5 basic dimensions in which we include environmental, social, and business-oriented issues in particular. First, environmental dimension is focused on carbon emission reduction policies, prevention of environmental risk, accidents. An example of great violence against it is a massive 20,000-ton diesel leak from a thermal power plant into local waterways in Siberia in June 2020. Concerns include energy efficiency, water usage efficiency, green supply chain policies, transportation, and pollution. Environmentalism was originally focused on pollution prevention and waste minimalization, and later it was enlarged to include the scope of the mitigating of climate change, reduction of carbon production, and commitment to renewable energy. Social capital dimension enhances the role of participation in the community health and safety plans, aiming to improve the health of the customer, ethical market development of new products, disclosure, and ethical labeling, customer privacy. Human capital dimension is focused around achieving diversity and equality of chances, opportunities, labor relations, internal promotions, training and development, staff retention, health and safety of employees, protection of human rights. For business model and innovation dimension is concerned about long-term viability of companies, which includes product considerations based on innovative research and development. It considers such aspects as the social value of a product and the impact of the product's life cycle on the environment, and such aspects as pricing, quality, safety. 5. Leadership and corporate governance dimension considers more regulatory and legal aspects, introducing a meeting of standards, codes of conduct, business ethics, competitive behavior, shareholder engagement, sourcing of raw materials, supply chain management, and transparency. Okay,